talking with business owners, one of the most common things that I hear from them is that they just want to get the word out. They want more people to know about their business because they know that they have a great product or service, but people just don't know about them. In this video, I'm going to give you 3 of the keys that you need to increase your brand awareness. Hey guys, it's Kate Putnam. I'm the psychology-driven brand strategist. I've worked behind the scenes with over 500 brands between my student courses, my one-on-one clients, and previous marketing jobs across traditional media, agencies, all over the place. So these days, I help entrepreneurs change the world with what they know. We do this by discovering their innate brand advantage so that they can grow their business and impact more people. If you're excited to get into it, press that thumbs up button and let's do this. The desire to get your name out there can be ineffective if you don't have a clear strategy behind it. So if you're just hoping that it's going to happen naturally, yes, sometimes it does. Like, people talk about you if you have a really great product, if you give them a great experience, they're going to tell your friends. But we can also be more strategic about increasing the brand awareness so that more people know about you. The first key to doing this is to understand how the human brain works. Now, our brains are actively filtering out as much stuff as possible throughout our day. There are thousands and thousands of advertisements or brands that we're exposed to every single day. So our brain is doing the bulk of the work, making sure that we don't get overwhelmed with all of the options out there. So you really have to break through that mental barrier. And the way to do that is with pattern interruption. You literally have to wake people up. Just get them to pay attention first before they can ever realize if you can help them or if they're going to remember you or they're going to pay attention. So you literally have to shake them on the shoulders, metaphorically, to get them to pay attention to you first. One way you can do this is to flip commonly held beliefs or advice. One example from my business is that a common piece of advice that people are always giving is that to have success in your brand, you just need to be yourself. Okay, this sounds fine, right? But it's tired advice because we've heard it again and again and again. So I like to say that that is my least favorite piece of advice because it's not helpful. And what you actually need to do first is to know yourself. And so many people skip that step and they skip right to trying to be themselves. And while they have a sense of who they are, they have a hard time translating that into words and designs, which gets them absolutely nowhere. So take a commonly said, quote, piece of advice, belief that people have and turn it completely on its head. That is a pattern interrupt because instead of the expected piece of advice, you're giving them the opposite. Another thing that can break through this mental sleepwalking that we do is appealing to people's emotion. So if you can get them angry or sad or elated or surprised or laughing, all of these things are great ways to break through all of the noise that's in your market and get people to pay attention to you. This is why startups and companies will spend so much money on creating what they hope will become a viral video in terms of a commercial. I distinctly remember, and I still love, there is 2 advertisements that's coming to mind. One is the chat book with the mom. I'll see if I can play a little clip here in the corner here. Hilarious. And then there's another one for Paws, which are little dish soap, where the CEO, I believe, is naked the entire time. So these things are unexpected and they get people to pay attention and hopefully even share with their friends. So you're spreading that brand awareness among communities of people, not just with one person. Now, when you're a serious business person, figuring out this pattern interrupt can feel a little trite, maybe a little cheesy, but it's important because remember, people are actively trying to ignore you on a subconscious level. They're not doing it on purpose, but on a subconscious level, we don't want to pay attention to what you offer because that creates more mental work for us because you're new to our world. So you have to give people a reason to pay attention. This is why Richard Branson went skydiving as a PR stunt. This is why companies do all sorts of crazy things that sometimes make us roll our eyes, but if it makes people actually sit up and pay attention, then you have accomplished step number 1. Step number 2 in raising your brand awareness is to include memory triggers within either your marketing or the product itself. And what I mean by this is that you want to build in associations with your product so that when your client or customer is going throughout their everyday life, they're going to be triggered to remember who you are. So you're reinforcing that memory. Some big brands that have done this well, Kit Kat tried to make the association between their product that you always drink it with coffee. So that was their marketing message for a really long time, Kit Kat and a coffee. And so whenever somebody sat down to drink some coffee, they would think about a Kit Kat. Or maybe you're going camping, and then my mind automatically goes to s'mores, which then automatically goes to Hershey's chocolate. So look for those places, those like rituals in people's lives where you can associate your product or service to. Other ways you can do this is by like owning a signature style. Tiffany is known for Tiffany blue. They've even trademarked or copyrighted that specific shade of blue because it's so recognizable. Like if you get that little blue box, you're gonna be excited. This is where brand consistency can really play a role because you don't wanna change the way you look, feel, and talk every single time you come into contact with somebody because then you're perceived as something new again. So you have to start that whole project of getting noticed again. It's more important, especially if you're putting the time in to getting noticed by people, that you're reinforcing your identity with some of these memory cues, whether that's how you look, maybe it's like a certain catchphrase, it's like specific words that you use, or a ritual that you're associating your business with. To summarize, give your clients or customers, or potential clients or customers, 2 things. You want to give them context about when they should purchase from you and consistency so that they recognize you and remember that they actually want to purchase from you. And step number 3 in this brand awareness formula is all about frequency. I've said it in previous videos and I'll say it here again. The more you show up, the more people will like you. It's psychological fact. The more familiar we are with a person or some idea or something else, the more we begin to like it. It's weird, but it's true. So focus on being consistent. Keep showing up. Keep consistent messages and stories and visual cues so that people will begin to like you more and more and more over time. Now, if you need help with any of this, this is exactly what I do with my clients inside of the Clarity Code program. We help them define their high brand standards so that they can show up consistently across team members, across different platforms with a strong and compelling message that causes people to sit up, pay attention, and to remember them. You can check that out over at theclaritycode.co. And if you liked this video, be sure to subscribe. I have lots more valuable videos coming your way very, very soon. Okay, now I'm curious. I want you to comment below, what is the craziest or most memorable thing that you've ever seen a brand, company, or person do? I can't wait to hear it.